Good morning, good morning, good morning. Just wanted to say happy Friday, everyone. I pray everyone is having a wonderful, blessed morning, waking up, allowing yourself to allow God to breathe life into you so that you can speak life into others. Encourage someone today, bless somebody today. And God is amazing. God is so amazing. Because you wouldn't believe how my blessing just came to me. Something I didn't even ask for that somebody volunteered to do for me. And I just thought it was so, it was just such a blessing. And yeah, I think I sit on here and I just talk about things just to be talking. But I truly, in my heart, want to help somebody because I know there's a lot of lost souls out there. And I want to help somebody be found. Somebody soul out there is on the line. Somebody out there is following the wrong voice, listening to the wrong voices, and following the wrong people, you know. And I just want to help somebody today. Amen. So, with that being said, let's go into our Father's Prayer. Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Lord, give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses. We forgive those who trespass against us. Lord, lead us not into temptation, but Lord, deliver us from evil. For thy you are the kingdom, the power, and all the glory forever and ever. Amen. Amen. Yes, I wanted to talk about this morning on this Friday since it's Mickey Mouse and it is Friday and every child loves Mickey Mouse. You know, children love Mickey Mouse. Every time I had kids in my classroom, children would always want to bring in their Mickey Mouse outfits, shades, Mickey Mouse. Some like to have their little Mickey Mouse blanket, Mickey Mouse book bag, Mickey Mouse. You know, Mickey Mouse got a lot of fans out there that loved him. I mean, Mickey Mouse did a lot over, a century, almost close to a century. Mickey Mouse has been around. Mickey Mouse been around since I've been a kid. I used to watch the Mickey Mouse Clubhouse and all that stuff when I was growing up. You know, Mickey Mouse teaching us how to have social, social behavior, being also a thinker, a critical thinker, more like. It's so many things that Mickey has taught us from our childhood. Let's read about what I wrote up here about Mickey. I said, in my opinion, we've reached a point where common sense is being replaced by unnecessary controversy. I don't believe people who constantly reinterpret history, culture, and childhood icons through a political lens should be the ones shaping our classrooms, our historical institutions, our pulpits, our courtrooms, or our government. Mickey Mouse has brought joy to generations of children around the world. Through cartoons, storytelling, he has helped encourage imagination, literacy, friendship, kindness, creativity, and problem solving. To me, he's a beloved fictional character who has been part of childhood for nearly a century. When I hear people trying to label Mickey Mouse as a racist or redefine him in fit today's political debates, I just shake my head. My question is simple. What did Mickey Mouse ever do except entertain children and families? In my opinion, not everything from the past needs to be turned into a political controversy. Sometimes a beloved children's character is just that, a beloved children's character. Amen. You know, these liberals, they have gotten so out of control. That's why I can't listen to people say there's no such thing as a liberal preacher. What do you think these LGBTQ preachers are? They're liberal. These LGBTQ pastors are. They're liberal. They're liberal. Because there's no such thing as a lukewarm Christian. Jesus said that himself. You either hot or you cold. Or either you love one God or you hate the other. Because whatever God is fine to be, when God finds something and God said it in His word, that these are the people that will not inherit the kingdom. He's talking about people like LGBTQ, liberals, that think like that. They encourage certain kind of ungodly lifestyles and unnatural things that people be doing, and they find a way to encourage it. They liberals. Liberals want the world to be just people living with no boundaries, really, to be honest with you. That's what a liberal mindset is like. And then when you do try to correct it, they will just find the most simplest, stupidest things to make some type of complaint about or to criticize or to insult. That's why you don't see a lot of things around it like we used to anymore. I think because the world allowed liberals to govern us, to liberals. I think people got so caught up in this DEI and all of these slogans or ways of trying to make life easier for people when life is not supposed to be easy for people. People are supposed to be critical thinkers, and people are supposed to know how to think for themselves and use their brain. Jesus said that to himself. He said that to the man that laid on his mat for all these years, waiting for somebody to, just because he was like having some problems as far as like he wasn't able to walk. But Jesus told him, look, man, if you really want to get somewhere, you're gonna have to pick your mat up and walk. Like, man, ain't nobody gonna just come and pick you up. You gotta at least make the effort to try for somebody to help you. And that's liberals. They want to give you a life that is like just to be lazy, just being here, just doing nothing, just being idle, because everything they take away, like they criticize everything in life. Nothing is supposed to be here for you to enjoy, to be entertained by. A child fictional character that they insulted and calling him a racist. Everybody's a racist. Everybody is always something to try to get people all worked up in their emotions. That's how liberals are. I can't be a liberal. I just can't. I don't think they follow the. I don't think they believe in any God. I don't think they believe in anything. But just being a nuisance and just making trouble, being troublesome to people, and they just very problematic. That's all I can say about a liberal. To call Mickey Mouse a racist, Mickey, cute Mickey, that made so many people as growing up as kids enjoy Mickey Mouse, being entertained and learning from Mickey Mouse. You know, I like I said, I have the babies in my classroom. No wonder these kids are crazy. Too many liberals. I don't think if you got a liberal mindset that you should be a teacher. I don't think you should be a preacher. I don't think you should be a historian. I don't think you should be anything that has to do, or you should even be a judge or a lawyer. You should just be somebody that's into maybe painting, maybe even writing books. You can be a liberal and you could go around and talk about your book, discuss your book. I just don't think liberals are meant to really, especially when it comes to young and the vulnerable people, young and vulnerable people. I don't think liberals is healthy for our society. I don't think they're healthy to be teaching our young children anything. I don't think they need to be near anybody's child, a young and impressionable people. I don't. I just really don't think liberals fit in to society very well, because everything in society they try to attack, and especially those things that are good, they attack. And then it moves into some social market, socialist, whatever type of thing. They crazy. They brains are not really functioning well. They are losing. They lost some. screws in their head. That's the way I think about liberals. They are the most annoying people to talk to. They always trying to tell you you wrong, even when they don't. They know they wrong, and they don't never see them wrong. They narcissists. They just make the world go crazy. But moving on, what I wanted to discuss, I talked about Mickey, and I just felt I needed to say something about it because, Mickey Mouse. So many generations of children was raised on Mickey Mouse. And I just think liberals are just really losing it. And it's another thing I wanted to show you about something that happened out in the Netherlands. It was some woman walking around in the burqa. Let me show a picture so people can understand what I'm saying. Okay. Okay. Netherlands police officer. Yeah, this is what I wanted to show you. Okay, this is what I wanted to show you. I don't know how many people. He arrested a shoplifter in the Netherlands, right? And what happens is that these women that was stealing, because we all know they go in the stores and steal. We saw videos and videos of these thefts happening with people that's from India and people from, Bangladesh. They walk inside stores and they try to steal, and these women steal. They just like anybody else. People, you can't hide behind religion. This is what I'm saying. You can't. A lot of people like this, they hide behind religion and they do a lot of wicked, wicked things. And they think people not supposed to say nothing to them. They think they could just go around in society and just do what the hell they want in other people's countries and don't have to be held accountable or penalized for it. They just don't fit into Western culture. And I think they do it purposely, and they know they do it purposely just so that they can have a reason to retaliate and to say certain things. These people are dangerous, and I don't care what nobody say. They shouldn't be coming in nobody's country because these people come in everybody's country and they just bring trouble all the time. They don't want to listen to the laws. They don't want to put on the dress code. Okay, we not restricting you from your religion, but what we restricting you from is the way you protest your religion in society. The way you have to wear all of this religious wear and walk around all religious looking and doing wicked things. And it's offensive and it shouldn't be in society like this. I'm sorry. And I think everybody, I don't think it's just Americans. It's people from all different places in the world that's just fed up and tired of these Muslims in their country. This Muslim Islamic culture. They are so not Muslims, but this culture coming into their society. And so this officer probably was just so fed up that he had to actually beat their ass. Okay, but I'm gonna show you the video. It's going viral, so see, a lot of human beings would be like, "Oh, that was wrong. Those are females. Yeah, he's a punk." I read some comments that said this. I said, "No." I said, "This man probably deal with it on a daily, every day in the Netherlands. You invite people into your country, and they come in your country and they just start doing the most committing crimes, stealing, and being disrespectful to you, towards you, and everything. This man deals with it daily, and it's going to start happening a lot. A lot of them going to start getting their ass whipped by these police officers. That's you watch and see, because countries are fed up with these people coming in their country and they dress with this burqa, whatever the hell it is. You want to walk around all day dressed like that, then you know what? You in everybody else's country. So you can't do that. You can't allow yourself, this can't be allowed. We not restricting religion or anything like that, but it's just certain things that's just offensive to people and it just don't look good in society. And they got to learn that if you're going to come in other people's country, you're going to have to respect them. And you're going to have to respect the way they dress and the way they do things, or else you shouldn't come to their country. This is starting to become a problem. And I believe this officer is setting a standard now. Like, I'm done with these people. We saw this one video, but we don't see all the other times these women might have came and harassed this man. And now he whipping their ass. You damn right. He kicked the shit out of one of them. And he hit that bitch with that baton. I was like, whoa. He was not fucking playing. You getting tired of these people. She's stealing. You see how she's laughing in his face. They do this shit all the time. Now she's getting her ass whipped. Or beating both of their asses. Lucky that's all he doing. He tall too. Yeah, you're not supposed to be walking up on him like that. You don't know what the fuck you got. You see what I'm doing? When other policemen come. See, they come in people's country, they start trouble, then they want these protests to go on, da 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 da. They don't know how to respect no law. This is what this Islamic culture does to people. People were living just fine the way they is. They wanted to do something generous and kind and welcome you into their country. People don't have to welcome people into their country. And that's why I said everybody need to start throwing them the fuck out of their country. They don't want to listen to the rules and the regulations because, no, we ain't doing that. We ain't doing that. This is a Western civilization world. They got to go back to their fucking country and to their world. They need to, what they need is they need help. No, we'll put it this way. They don't need no help. Because you can't save people that don't want to be saved. They don't need no help. We gave them all the information they need for them to make a better world for them to live in and for them to live in their own country and make it better for themselves. We gave them all the knowledge and the tools they need to get that there. This work that came from these people country that built their countries and their nations and civilization and everything else, for you to come in their country to try to tear it the fuck up, to tear it down, to make it look like the shithole that you came from, or live in the horror that you've been living in all your life. This is what President George Washington was saying. Don't bring people to come be immigrants too long into your nation, because you keep them there too long, eventually they're going to try to take over your nation. They're going to try to come as one. Like he says, everybody, that's what immigration is supposed to do. It's supposed to bring two people together to assimilate, but it doesn't. These people don't come to assimilate. These people come to actually invade. It's a different. It's like they invading people. They invade your country, because in their culture, these men have more than one supposedly wife, and out of these wives, they have all these concubine wives and children with these wives. They could have 3 and 4 kids from maybe 2 or 3 different women, and that expands more of them. It populates more of them, procreate more of them. That's why you got to be careful when you study cultures and religions from other places. Immigration needs to take that into consideration. And especially for the American people that live here, and for any country that's taking their immigrants, they need to study the norm. Okay, you need to study the which I have in your culture and in your religion and everything you do as something that is similar. You can't bring people in that are totally opposite from what you believe in. because that's going to become a problem in your society. And that's what Americans done. That's what a lot of people from Western culture done, Western civilization done. You invited a third world nation into your society. They don't share your same values. They don't share the same religion, the culture, customs, and none of that with you. Now they in your country and they becoming to be a problem. When you don't listen, some people just don't. Well, sometimes things have to happen just so we can learn from it. Now that you do know, it's time for the government of America. And I can't tell you about what other countries need to do because I don't know how their jurisdiction is. I don't know how they got their system set up. But I said for America, now that we don't went through this, letting all these immigrants into our country, and some of them don't even belong over here, and especially when it comes to our religion, our culture, and things of that nature that they do not share with us, and it's just too much of a problem. It's very problematic because then it becomes a problem in society. It can make you do mean things because you don't want to do mean things, but they don't get it and they keep pushing it. And sometimes you just got to make those difficult choices. And they just keep doing it. And they just won't stop doing it. And then they keep having kids here and they raising them in their same ignorance from what they bring with them from their country. And this is what George Washington was saying. You got to be very careful with immigration because immigration becomes invasion and it comes erasure. So you got to be very careful with it and protect it at every cost. Every cost. Close every gap to it. Because it shouldn't be happening in your country, letting people come live in your country that don't share your values. And it becomes problematic in society. So with that being said, let me get myself ready and up and out of here for the day. And if God's willing, I'm going to catch up with you later. So you all have a blessed and wonderful Friday. Remember what I teach you. They need to leave Mickey Mouse alone. Mickey has done so much great things over the years for the children and for me and for many of us. We go to Disney and see Mickey with the ears and wanted to be a Mickey Mouse Club girl and all that stuff. So anyway, I just wanted to just share that with you. But this stuff with this burqa, these people walking around, these people coming into our country to visit and sometimes don't even want to leave, it making life very chaotic for a lot of us. And like I said, America needs to start from here on now. If you're gonna come with your burqa religion, you cannot come into the United States. And President Trump already said he banned Muslims from here, and he's right. He says it's too much of a problem. They problematic. They want to come in your country. They want to do what they want to do. They don't want to follow laws in your country. And then they want to fight you and try to change your laws. We don't change laws. They put in place for protecting citizens' lives and the country and the nation. We don't change it. What we do is we fix the broken law. We fix it, but it doesn't get changed. The law stays the same, but you just fix it. Where, like, for black people right now, the law needs to be fixed. It needs to be something in place for black lives to be protected. Protection over black lives. There needs some protection over there. And not also our platform. That should be our platform right now. Okay? We don't need these other stuff about racism. Yeah, racism, yes, but the way some of these people be stirring up stuff with racism, like Officer Tatum, he is one of them. He's a problem. He's a problem because he spins a narrative. You see? But anyway, back to what I really came here to talk about Mickey Mouse. Okay, y'all. But anyway, I'm just saying to my he's a problem. Let's go to him right here, Brandon. He's a problem. I'm sorry. Tatum, this man is wicked. This man is evil. This man is ignorant as I don't know what. He's married to a white woman, and he feel like acting this way really makes him look like a good black man, which he's not a good black man because he come from Nigerian. He was his family is Nigerian. Somebody in his family, his mother, I think, his family is Nigerian, and he was born and raised here in the United States. You see, this is what happens when you have these children that come from all these cultures, from a different black culture, from a different place of the world, because these are the things that they seem to not understand about the black experience in America. Even though they might have grew up here, but what they family tell them how to hate, that self hate is just that. It's just that type of hate they teach them, and it grows in them. And this is who Officer Tatum is. That's why I don't listen to this man. I find him trouble. He's a troublemaker, and he stirs the pot on racism. He does. He kind of encouraged racism in a way, but as in a black way, he encourages it because he never held white people accountable for some of the crimes they commit against black people. He doesn't use the same fair judgment when he does speak on these kind of topics. And I just don't think he's good at it. And I think he makes more trouble than to really bring people to understand one another. He does do a good job, and I think he needs to be canceled, just like Charleston White. They need to be canceled. People like this. It says, in my opinion, Brandon Tantum has never shown fair or balanced judgment when it comes to cases involving white suspects and black victims. Too often, he seems to assume the black person is guilty before all the facts are examined. I saw the same pattern in the way he covered the Carmelo Anthony case. That's why I can no longer listen to him. I believe commentators have a responsibility to judge every case by the same standard, regardless of race. When I see selective outrage or inconsistent applications of justice, I lose confidence in that person's credibility. In my view, Brandon Tatum's commentary has become more about pushing a narrative than pursuing truth, and that's something I cannot support. And that's why I put it out there for other people that might be out there that might listen to his platform or go to his platform. This man is dangerous. He stirs up controversy. He makes black people always sound like make black people more the victim. He goes on Nancy Grace's platform to, knowing Nancy, she got a little whatever in her. He goes on white people, make white people feel safe and comfortable, and never held them accountable for none of their actions or their behavior or their misconduct or their disrespect or whatever. He doesn't know nothing about black history. He's an ignorant Nigerian, whatever. And this is why I said we got to get these tethers out of the way, because these tethers are the ones who cause all the problems in black America. They do. We try to move on and do what we got to do and just live our lives, but they always kind of come and they jealous of us and they hateful of us, and they do anything to kiss up to white people, even if they have to lie and be dishonest and say the most horrible things against black people to do so. These people are dangerous, and I keep telling people to stay off their platform, stop listening to them. But young people wasn't raised with no discipline, no discipline system. They don't have a discipline system, so they'll just go and listen to everybody's platform and get an ear full of stuff that can just they take it in, that can do some internal damage. So you got to be very careful about who's talking to you on these platforms. And I don't think he's talking to an all black audience. I think most of his audience is white, and he make white people feel that they are, superior. And he tears down black Americas in the most horriblest way. And I don't know why people even bother with him. And I know black people been catching, feet, whatever, but I'm not gonna get too emotional with Tatum because he's not worth it. I already spoke on him, and I said, well, the next time white people feel like hanging somebody, or they feel like saying, hey, they want to go on some kind of hunting season for a nigga, he should be he offering himself up. So next time he could just be your sacrifice. Okay. So with that being said, I gotta go. God bless you, love you, and peace.